The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal. You know, all those things you've been wondering about? Are you ready to go deeper into the realms of the unknown? I hope you've got your walking shoes on, because life is an adventure, and this is the journey. Come on, let's go.
I
Hello and
love that.
welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and hey, we're the She Squatchers. I'm Jen Cruz, and I've got both of my teammates on the line with me tonight. I've got Tammy Trikel
Hey, everybody.
and Jenna Grover.
Well, howdy.
Uh-oh, she's back. But you're not in Texas anymore.
No,
Liar.
I'm back in I'm back in North Dakota, but I still wanted to say howdy. It was a real neat way of saying hello.
All
It
right.
works.
Well, here we are, back in the saddle again. We've got a fun guest for you tonight. A guest who's returned. He was on a long time ago. Kenneth Collins is joining us. Hi, Kenny.
Hi, ladies.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
I think last time I was on was February 10th of 2021.
Wow.
That was a
My
minute.
gosh. Yeah.
That was a while
That-
ago.
That's more information than I have. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, tell
I
us.
feel like the Brady Bunch talking down in the squares.
I know.
I was thinking,
I hear you
Oh,
on
wait,
that.
was it Hollywood Squares? That's what it was. Or the
Yeah.
Brady Bunch. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
With the Hollywood Squares is more accurate.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we look cool. That's all.
Yes, yes. So, Kenny, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself? Because there may be some new listeners that didn't hear you last time.
Yeah, well, there's probably listeners that probably aren't here right now either from last time.
Yes,
So it's been a
yes.
while. It's been a while. Yeah. Well, geez, where do I start? I kind of just starting out um by going to. Well, I lived in Nebraska. I was a farm boy, and I was about 12, and we had a chance to go see a movie, and it was called The Legend of Boggy Creek. And then there was another movie on called Planet of the Apes, and three guys went saw that. I went and saw The Legend of Boggy Creek. Um, I didn't realize going to that movie would have an impact on me for the rest of my life. I walked out of the movie theater thinking that we're not monkeys, and what are we? And I'm going to find out one day. Then I was in like of a shock mode because I'm still trying to process what I just watched. Well, I'm watching the other three when they got out. They're walking around town like little apes and acting like monkeys, and I just thought then we're not that. So that movie started a type of journey for me at 62 now. It's 50 years ago. That's what started the seed in me to get going. So that was the first initial impact. 12 years old, watching that Legend of Boggy Creek. So,
Wow, that's
That is
awesome.
very Mhm.
well, back then, I mean, we didn't call it the Bigfoot. It was the um, boogeyman or swamp monster or something. It was we just didn't call him the Legend of Boggy Creek. They just didn't want to call it a Bigfoot. So
Yeah. That's awesome. So what about the movie did you absolutely love? Like what was your favorite part? Do you remember?
no, I don't because that was something that I hid a lot and I'm by myself. I'm s- I could sit here and say probably since then I never seen the movie. Now I met the person who did the Bigfoot in the movie of Crabtree, Smokey Crabtree and those guys. I did meet him a couple
Wow.
years ago. So that was pretty cool to meet the Bigfoot that was in the movie. But yeah, I just, it was a movie that just, to me, I saw something in the movie that said that these creatures aren't, we're not banana eating. We didn't fall out of a tree and hit the ground, start walking. Um, and I'm a kid of born in the cornfields. I don't know nothing but corn, and here I am watching a movie that impacted me. And later on in life, as we talk, you find out where I went with it.
That's where we're here
That's,
for. We're here to hear where you
yes.
went with it.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'm excited to
yeah,
hear.
yeah, but last time I was here, guys, I went off for 3 hours on this journey of just, and uh, I just went off, and I was like, now in 3 years, I've calmed down, and I'm not so. I try to not be so passionate about it, but that's what makes me. And but I'm starting to stop and listen and have you guys present the questions, because I remember last time I just went on and on and on, and it was like, whoa, because it's crazy. It's a lot of years of doing this.
I still love the other one where you did go on and on. I do like hearing people's stories and how they feel about things. So that's always great. If you have new stories, don't feel like you can't speak them, because I'm excited for more.
Well, I'm on just real quick here. I got a advertisement popped up. Let me cancel it. It's an ad
Okay.
block, and it blocked you guys out. So hold on.
Oh my
Hope I
goodness.
don't. I know I've never done that. Let me just press this. Hopefully I stay on. There it goes. There it goes. Back on. Okay.
Press
Where you
that X.
go? I'm sorry, Jen. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good. So it's been a quick minute since we've had you on, and I know that you've probably had some cool experiences since the last time you were here, right? Let's hear some of those,
Oh,
Kitty.
guys, let me get started here. Um, you guys came out, and we had I don't think Jenna was there. It was just Tammy and Jen, and you guys came to the Nebraska event with Harriet, and then Igor came out, remember? And Igor's birthday was yesterday. He turned
Yes.
85. 85.
Wow.
85. Been doing this for 60 years, that guy. And he
Wow.
loved you guys. Man, I tell you, still talks about you.
Yay.
So
We love him
yeah,
too.
yeah. So that was fun. So let me talk about a little bit what we did with Igor that year. I went out to the now we can talk about this incident real quick. It was I went out to Macy, Nebraska with the Omaha tribe with Barry Webster and them.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when I went out first time with Igor, that's why Igor came. That's why Igor was in Nebraska. We had him in the Bigfoot event. And that's the year that he talked to the Bigfoot on the phone. But anyways, that was wicked. So with Igor, I took him out to Macy to the tribe, and we're gonna do some spirit. They're very spiritual out there. They pray to these Bigfoots, and they're very compassionate about them. And I gotta admit, we had a situation where Igor wasn't very listening, because it's Igor, and he's very, but he wasn't listening, and I kind of got a little bit mad at him because he was asked not to do something he did. So I thought, well, Igor, you're probably never going to come back here because you can't disrespect the native. Can't do that. So we left the reservation, and um, I got a phone call back about a month later, and Barry says, Kenny, would you come back out? And I went, okay, because we're going to close the summer down. I want you to come out to the reservation. I'm going to take you to a special place. So we go out to the reservation, and Barry takes me out, and he gets me to this area, and he makes me start. Before we get there, there's a native Bigfoot on the land. It's called Chatunga, and you can see Chatunga back in the woods. You see his eyes, and you see him walking back because you only see one eye, but then he'll look, and you see two big eyes, and he's huge. And Barry's saying that's Chatunga, but don't worry, he won't hurt. He won't come to you. He never does. He stays back. He goes, go to him. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I mean, he goes, go, Kenny. And he had everybody else back away from him, just me and Barry. So I walk out about 50 yards to this area, and here comes this Chatunga at me. And he's coming through the woods. He gets in front of me with this big, massive eye shine. And what did I do? I'm like this. I reach up and go, can I touch you? And I'm feeling like, I'm like, can I touch the spirit of a Sasquatch? And I was reaching up for it. And all of a sudden, guys, I just went down and back away from it. And I could hear Barry a little bit going, whoa, 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 that. And I walk up to him and I said, what'd you do to me? And he goes, Kenny, I'm sorry. He goes, I was testing your strength. He goes, what's wrong with you? Aren't you afraid of these things? And I'm like, Barry, if I want to be afraid of these things, I wouldn't be out here doing this. He goes, I don't even send my own people to this area. I tricked you tonight. And I says, well, you seen what happened. Chatunga came to me. He goes, but Chatunga doesn't ever do that. Why did Chatunga come to you? And I said, Barry, he was telling me that he was glad I got the disrespectfulness off the reservation. And he was talking about my sweet man, and I love him so much. But he says that there was something going on that night. He was, you know who I'm talking about. And he says, I'm glad he was just telling me thank you. And Barry was just blown away because he was like, Chatunga doesn't come to people. I tricked you. Obviously, there's something wrong with you. They came to you. But he says, you know, Kenny, there's something about you and your attractiveness that they do come to you. And in the morning, I had a tribal elder sit me down before I left. And he said to me, he goes, Kenny, I heard what happened last night. He goes, you know, these Chatunga lives on our land. He's our Native American spirit family. We pray to him. He goes, what you saw last night, most white people, men won't see it because we won't let them on this reservation. And if they get on this reservation, they will be off of it. And he goes, what did you think about that? And I says, my God, you're giving me your blessing. He goes, yeah. He goes, and we just sat there and just looked at each other. And I'm just in this awe. And, you know, that was something to me at that age when I went, my goodness, I'm in front of Chatunga. It's a native Bigfoot that's on this land, and he talked about it, and here I am looking at it, almost touching it.
Wow.
I freaked him out. But I always say it's not the situation that you go into, it's the person who goes in the situation and how things happen. That's to me was the Native American incident. But prior to that, you asked me if I had more happenings. Oh yeah. Prior to that, going down to see Barry a couple months before.
Oh, wait. Can I ask
Yes.
a question?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Chatunga,
Yes.
can you tell us more description on Chatunga? Was it a physical? Was it a spirit?
This is spirit, guys. I say this all the time. I didn't see a form. I saw a spirit. I know. And it was, and you know, it was breathing on me, but none of that.
Not gonna lie, I would have reached out to try to touch it too. So
Yeah, I probably would have.
how could you not?
How could you
Right.
not? Just like a
That
friend
would
told
be
me
awe.
once. Well, yeah, a friend told me once he saw three walking. I guess a story. He saw three walking up to him. These Bigfoots, a little one, a big one, and a mama. He says there was a baby about 4 feet high. It was going, oh, like pick him up. And
Oh,
he goes, Kenny, what would you have done with that little one going, like pick me up? I says, I'd picked it up, like you just said. He goes, I
Absolutely.
couldn't. He goes, I couldn't. I looked over at Dad, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, but to me, I'd picked it up, and if I would have gotten torn to pieces and shreds, my friends would have said, Kenny would have wanted it that way because he would have
yeah.
picked it up. So all the years of out there of doing this, I have walked away from them. We can go into later on, but I have done the walking away. I've been so close to them. But this one, Zatonga, on a native reservation with the tribal elders, nobody's going to have this. And I was blessed. But anyways, before going out to the reservation, guys, during this summer, I went up to my area where I have another research area. For 10 years, we've studied a small one, and he's grown up. But in this research area, prior to going to the reservation, I'm saying I was alone for 3 weeks in this area. I saw a UFO land, and I sent you guys a picture, and it's the one that has 4 lights on it. But I saw a UFO that year, and then the next week, I had something crawling over the bed of my truck, and I had my trail cam. It takes a picture of this thing. It looks like this with the shoulders, and you see a neck like that. That's what you see in the picture. And it's ungodly color. And then the next week after that, I had a 13.5-inch 3-toed print. I'm just saying, on that same week that I got all this stuff, there was a George Norrie's program. They were up there filming with Connie Willis and them up there, and they were getting UFO activity too, but they weren't telling me because we didn't tell each other that we were both up there at the same time. And they're getting the same stuff that I'm getting. And it blew Coast to Coast radio station away. If I could say that. Oops, sorry. But
You're fine.
yeah. So prior to that, you're asking you asked me if I had more sightings. Oh man, from last time I talked to you girls, there was a lot that has happened. So yeah. See, I could talk about in that area where I got the UFO, and
And you
I
didn't try to go to the UFO. You saw it land and you didn't go up to it?
tell you what happened. As a Bigfoot researcher, most of the time we go out and do the around the area, and then we come back and try to troll the Bigfoots into our camp. We shut it down, say midnight, and we try to get the Bigfoots to come in because they will, because they're curious. That particular night, I stayed up, and all of a sudden, we got to listen to our instincts, guys. And I'm saying to myself, why am I staying up tonight? I just blew the whole night. 4:54 in the morning, I look over, I'm doing something, I look up, and it's over there about 100 yards out, and it's landing in the area we call the meat pit. It's a research area. And it's coming down. I got it when it was coming from the trees down. And then all of a sudden there was 4 lights, and there was this one light that was just bright out of the 4 of them. Well, when it came down, I'm looking, it went right to that one light. Everything shot into one light. I took the picture. I sent it, I think. You see blue in the background. You see these 4 dots, but you're going to see one of them really bright. They all shot into that one bright orb. And I've been in the area for 10 years. I've seen everything up there. But prior to that, that's stuff that happened to me. That same year in July, I'm up in we're doing some filming for a movie called Alien Contact in the Rockies. Guys, this is what blew me away on this one. We have an event each summer called the Bigfoot Adventure Weekend. It's up in Bailey, Colorado. And I'm a guide there. I help Alan and Jesse and Ron do that. And Jim Myers from the Sasquatch Outpost. We all do that together. We're in an area. Jim sends me to this area to do some reconnaissance because we're going to do because I got the Bigfoot Adventure Weekend. I got the guys. We're going to take them to this area. We're going to go do a daytime reconnaissance. Then we're going to come back and do a nighttime. So we go to this area. Jim sends me. And I said, guys, we're not staying here. This isn't right. I move us. So we go down about a mile. We cross the creek. They're following me. Like, where are you going? I'm like, just follow me. So we go up across the creek, go up this big rock. I got this rock formation. It's beautiful. I go, well, this is it. Plus, we look down, there's a smash print There's a big footprint, smash print right there. A smash print in Colorado is very hard because of our needles and the way the forest is. But if you see something that's a cookie or smashed into the ground, you'll see it. And it was a footprint. So I said, guys, we got a footprint and this is where we're going to be tonight. So I marked the trail and I go get Alan. Alan comes back up and we cast that print. So then we go away from the area for about 4 hours because we're going to come back at night anyways, right? So 4 hours later, we come back and I got my guys, right? I have two guys. And one of them's kind of sick. And I said, well, all you have to do tonight is take pictures. And another one's a Native American and he wanted to play his drums. And I says, you come with me because I'm a Native American. Come with me. And so we get up there and guys, the footprint, we go back, we're looking for our print. It's flipped out of the ground with the nature side up. It's like the casting side was, they flipped it up and put the nature side up. And I thought that's so cool. They didn't like the white. They flipped it up for me though, and they left it. I thought it was gone. And then my art, one of the two guys says, no, Kenny, it's right there. And I'm looking at, wow, he flipped it up. Then guess what next to that? The big old print now, big old smash print. And we're like, boy, we're in for it tonight, guys. So that was a good calling card. So later,
Yeah.
okay, so it gets to where it's getting dark. And my friend gave me a military Gen 3 scope to use that night. And so it gets dark, and Native Americans, he's up on the rock playing his drums, and he's getting frustrated. And he's like, God, I can't remember. It's getting mad. It's like he can't remember his drum beat. He's getting zapped. And I'm saying, don't you know that your heritage, that you can get sizzled or zapped, these things can mojo you? And he just didn't, he was so frustrated and angry. He's like, I can't remember what I'm, and then he's frustrated. During all this frustration, I'm like, turn away because his neck, it's like, I can't get away. I turn away and I look and I walk up and I pull my scope up and I'm kind of looking. And I just walk about 10 feet up and I get on a rock and I'm looking. All of a sudden, guys, there was this big blue, but in my scope, it's not blue. It's gray. It's orb. It's coming. I grab my camera that I have. I put my binoculars down, grab the Gen 3 down, grab my camera real quick and take a picture. And then put my scope back up. And then Art says, Kenny, there's something coming up the ravine that we came up. So I got away from that. But lucky I went up and got a picture. I got away from that and I scoped over I went over to about 20 feet to my left over to another area, put the scope back out. And what do I see? I see a little one crunching up that ravine, going to that orb, going to the orb. I seen it go like down. And then I'm like, I am saying stuff that Art is saying, is listening, going, Kenny, I don't know what you were saying to it, but you were yelling Mahawaha. And that's my ancestral grandmother. That's my Cherokee grandmother, Mahawaha. And I was asking for her spirit to protect me, to watch. And she does. And he was saying, I can't believe what you were saying to it. And he goes, Kenny, he goes, I listened to you and I took a bunch of pictures as you were doing your thing. And I says, okay, Art, that's great. Let's just get off the mountain. I mean, we were all frazzled. We got the Native American down. We all just called it a night after a while, and we went down, and it took us a while to gather ourselves. And we got in the car, and guess what the Native American was doing? Just playing. I remember now. And I'm like, wow, you were you were getting zapped, buddy. And then I said, Art, when we get together in a month or 3 weeks, when we figure this all out, I got to see those pictures. Well, what we got was when I did lift my camera up and take that picture, I got a beautiful blue orb, beautiful. And Art, who was listening when I said to him, just take pictures throughout the night if you're sick. And he did take on the 10th frame one. It looked like it was opening. And he goes, Ken, I didn't have a flash. I just took it in the dark. And he catches the orb opening. And so in the movie, I'm sorry.
What do you
In,
mean by opening?
Well, looked like, you ever remember Romper Room, and she sticks that thing up and you see all these colors in there? It's just, we're thinking the orb was opening because it was in a solid blue when I seen it. And after I saw the little one running to it, Art's
Like
taking
a portal?
pictures and he catches a portal opening. So on this movie, Alien Contact in the Rockies, you will see that. You will see that before and you see the after. And we talk about it. But that was a lot in 1 year. Woo,
That's a lot.
that was a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And prior to that, like the most recent one, guys, the most recent one is last March in Estes Park, in a little research area I have. And I go down in the morning. So we the orbs, we're talking about a new one now. This is the most recent one now. So it's March last year. I'm down in an area. I'm walking the frozen creek or frozen river, and I find this freaking track 23 inches, and it's weird. And what do I see next to it? It's three like round circles, like somebody took a 5-gallon bucket, put it on the ground, and back up, like a round landing pod thing. Three of them, three like. And then I see the trackway going, and I see the trackway going up the riverbank. I cast it. I got videos of it. That's what about me. I might say things, but by God, I got a picture. I got a video. I got something on it. It's so cool when you can have something like that. I could say I saw a leprechaun on the back of a kangaroo jumping down the street. If I don't have a picture of it, that's just a leprechaun jumping down the street with a kangaroo or something. I'm just saying. I like to bring the pictures in. So I do all the film and pictures and I cast it. And then somebody goes missing in the area 2 days later. And it's a search and rescue. We're down there looking for this guy. And I'm down there and they're like, get out of here. And I'm like, well, I found this. They're like, get out of here. And I'm like, well, I found this. I really want to hear that. So they find a guy and he's over a cliff and he's deceased. And I'm like, he's lived in the area for 5 years. Why would he be? He's on the phone. He even had a phone call to his wife, guys. And he's like, I'm close, but I don't know where I'm at. Instead of him coming down, he went up, and I guess he went over. But I'm just saying that that's a coincidence. I find it, and there's 23-inch print, and a person goes missing in the area. But that's my most recent. And that same year, I found another trackway about 3 miles away from this area, and it was a trackway that was 10-foot stride, and there was another one walking in front of the other one. So it's like they let the big one go, and then the little one's walking up in the big track, like we would do, like Daddy would do for the kid, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So see, here I go again, guys. I'm sorry, but those were the most recent. When you think that it's not going to happen anymore, if you just keep at it, and when I had my first sighting in 2013 and 20 years of looking for it and it happened, you know how many doors has opened up after that? Because I worked on my inner self for them to accept me. There are so many times, like in my first sighting in 2013, when I saw my first Bigfoot, what was it? It was a little one. Okay. It was a little one looking at me from 80 yards. And when I brought my camera in and I connected with his eyes, I saw I saw eyes of love. And it was saying to me, could you back away, come back another day? And I'm saying to myself, no, I'm looking at a Bigfoot for the first time in my life. I'm looking at a Bigfoot and I'm going to walk away. Could you come back another day? And I just walked away. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm getting in my truck. I'm starting my truck up. I'm drive a quarter mile away, get to my truck and just shambles. Like, what's wrong with me? Why did I walk away? Because it was telling me, go away, come back, go away, come back. I start my truck, I drive off. And I went, don't know what I'm doing. I didn't accept years later that, all the stuff about sizzling and zapping, they do stuff to you, whatever. That's what happened. Accept it. But what he did for me was, or whatever that Bigfoot was, it was changed my life a lot. So on that sighting, first
That's
one,
awesome.
2000.
That was
I,
a great story. Oh my gosh.
I love that story. On that note, we're going to go to our commercial break, so stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Don't worry about thinking or talking too much. You're awesome. It's fun to listen.
People aren't here to listen to us. They're here to listen to you.
Yes. I
Somebody
love
in
that story.
in the group chat asked, how do you spell Shatanga?
It's CI/TANGO.
Okay.
Chatonga. So
Cha-
CI/TAGNA. Did I say that?
No.
Okay. Well,
CI slash
yeah. TAGNA. Chatanga.
TANGA? Tonga?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
My eyes are doing some funky stuff tonight, guys.
It's because you
It's
got
like,
them freako contacts in.
no, I just did too much today, I think. And my eyes are doing like this. Like that's how my vision is going. I'm like,
Oh
so
no.
if I start
Spinal
making funny
vision.
faces, that's why. I'm like, we're tripping.
All I want to hear is bum, 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 bum. Am I lagging, you guys?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, you weren't until right then when you said that. That was weird.
Seriously?
Don't say that again.
No, I'm not lagging. I'm not lagging. I'm not lagging.
Everything's going great.
Yeah, I was saying, look, Jenna, I'm wearing the necklace you made me.
Yeah. Looks so
So we
cute
just
on
had
you.
we just had Bigfoot days, and I was out with Renee Holland and Ronnie LeBlanc.
We should be back
And
on pretty soon.
Renee, oh my gosh, did we ever connect? We're gonna do some stuff for the kids. She'll come back and I'm gonna try to set up something for the children. She was just a blast. I really learned something.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Hey, it's the Journey Radio Show, and hey, we're the She Squatchers. Won't you check us out online at shesquatchers.com, where you can click on our events page and see where we're going to be up next up this year. We've got more to add, and we're negotiating new contracts as we speak, so lots to add there. So hopefully you can come out and see us. And hey, we are on YouTube. Would you please come and subscribe to our channel and hit the little notifications bell so you get notified when we upload something new? All of our shows get uploaded there as well. So She Squatchers Official on YouTube, also on Facebook and Instagram. So please come like and follow us there for all the latest what's going on with us. Back to the show, we've got Kenneth Collins with us tonight, and he's got some amazing stories that he's sharing with us. I can't wait to get back to hear more of what he has to share. Welcome back, Kenny.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Thank you.
Yeah.
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 So where
And
did
so
we leave off?
while we were on the break, somebody in the chat room, Sherry in the chat room, asked how to spell Chitanga, and Kenny spelled it. And Tammy, can you tell everybody how to spell it?
CI/TANGA.
Okay, so now everybody can see that. All right, good job. All right, Kenny, what else do you have to share with us? I can't wait.
Let's see here. So the 2013 sighting is in the Estes Park News. Just Google Estes Park sighting, Ken Collins. You see all kinds of stuff. And when the Bigfoot was talking to me, the small one, saying, "Come back another day," I did go away in a frazzle, in a depression, in a state of why. But I came back to the area with revengeance this time. Like, if I see you this time, I'm jumping in your lap. Not more than a month later, I'm in the area. I gifting. I jump. I'm coming and from my crystal mine. There's a quartz mine in the area. Hello. So I
Yeah.
coming down off the rocks. I jump off, guys. I hear this. I mean, it is right. I'm deaf in one ear. It shook me. It was like a train going. I turn. There's a little one, right? About, it's not very big. It's cribbed in this tree. It's cribbed in there. I'm looking at it. It's got a big, see this piece? That's his ear.
Yeah.
Got a big old honking ear. I'm looking at that. And then I look over and The one I had seen, the first one, he was around a rock like this, looking at me like this, sideways. First time he's looking at me, he's like this. He's in the rock. The little one is the first sighting. He's like this, and a rock is looking at me around. That's where I take a picture. I got pictures of all this. The first one. Second one, he's around a rock like this again, but he's got his head cockeyed. And the sun's come down. It's about 12 noon. First sighting was 9:30 in the morning. This one's at 12 noon. If they're nocturnal, well, they're outside in the daytime and not wearing sunglasses. So I'm just saying they're out anytime they want to be. Oh, they're nocturnal. Hell, anytime they want. He's looking at me around the corner like this at me, guys. I'm saying to him, hey, little one, I saw you not too long ago. You got to talk to him like you're out there. Have fun, talk to him. Hey, I saw you not too long ago. And this one, I go, I said, oh, myself, I said, oh, look at his blackness, how the sun's shining on that crest. He's beautiful. All of a sudden, comes out this red one behind the tree. It is huge. It's tall, skinky, lanky, and about 8 feet tall, but it comes out of behind a tree that walks toot, 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 toot. And it takes this, and it looks at me. And it's got this look with these lips like this. There's no expression. It's just like this, just looking at me with a look of disgust and content. Because it's looking at me like, because I've been in the area for a long time, guys. I tried to habituate the area to where they're used to me. I think I caught the little one off guard, just like little children get caught off guard. As they get older, they mature, don't do those mistakes. But the big one, he looked at me like, you want to see me? I'm right here. You know what I said to myself? I said, my God, all he has to do is take 3 steps off that rock. He can stomp right on top of me. And I look back at the other one and I'm like, hey, back him off. And I do not know where this one went. You want to talk about portals, talk about all that other dimensional, it went somewhere. And I just look back like I backed off. But doing all of that, guys, I was smart enough when I heard that. I was so veteran trained that I backed off enough to get the camera and go get a picture. So I do have the picture of the one jetting and the little one still looking around and the little one right here. I have it in a big picture. If I crop the areas, you'll see the baby. Crop the area by the tree, you see the other one peeking around. Crop the area by the red one. You see the red one take it. He's walking out. So I caught it. Was he throwing his fist up, and his head looks like Kane the wrestler with his protruding brow, and it's just this look on his face. There was no fangs and no drooling, dripping, nothing like that. He just looked at me like, here I am. And but that was one of the sightings that backed me away from Bigfooting for a while. I had a friend that went through some stuff in the area where I saw the Bigfoot. He saw something that changed him. And he's a Colorado Bigfoot researcher. He stepped out of research. He says that's enough for him. And I almost did too.
What did he see?
Yeah, I'm excited.
He won't talk about it. He won't. It must be something that, and we've seen some stuff up in this area all of, there's a lot of this area that I'm talking about with the UFOs. It's got everything up there. It's just crazy up there. But he saw something that changed his life. And I thought, I don't want to go that route. I almost quit. And the only reason I came out, guys, because a lady came into my field center and she said to me that I have Bigfoots running up and down my driveway up in South Park, Colorado. My husband don't believe me. She goes, so I went inside, I grabbed some flour, I mixed it up, and I went outside and poured a cast. Here's the cast. And I went, wow, that cast is made out of flour, and that's pretty cool. She goes, would you take us back out? And I'm like, I had been at a hyenas, guys. I was like, I had enough after the red one. I was like, man, how am I going to explain all this? I got to find out something's going on here. So after she showed me that print, I went back out, guys, and went down into another area near Estes Park, guys, and we got another Bigfoot. And this one we got pictures of it leaning over the edge of in the daytime, big black one leaning over the edge. And this is the same area, guess what, where I found a 23-inch print. So there's a big one down in this area. Thank God I said to myself, Kenny, you got back out, thank God, because then you got the berry stuff, and you got all that other stuff because you came back out. I almost didn't. I was had enough, but I came back and got the berry, those other sightings I was talking about just recently. If I would have not, I want to write a book that says, you know, you got to take 10 more steps when you're out there, because sometimes we stop and we just
Yeah.
turn around and it's like, if we just go 10 more steps, it might be around the corner. Thank God I stayed in there. And um, so now, guys, the most recent thing that's happened, we'll go a little bit, if I may. I'm looking at the time. Let's talk about what's going on with me in Nebraska. When I went down to help do my research in Nebraska, help a lady run a museum for 4 years in Hastings, um, I bought a house in a little town about 20 miles from Hastings. And I thought, well, I'll just buy a house down here because they're cheap. So I bid it on it, and the house is dilapidated. It's 120 something years old. But when I look at the house, I go down this basement and it's got this weird door that's painted with circles and blood running down it. And I'm thinking, ooh, I got to have this house because of that door. My wife doesn't know none of this. So we get the house. I start remodeling it. It's dilapidated. I'm taking this beautiful home and remodeling it for 2 years. So I'm talking to the previous owner who died in the house, and they lived there for 60 years. So I'm always, and her name is Ruby. So when I'm working on the house, I'm always, hey, Ruby, I'm going to work on your kitchen today. Or Ruby, I'm going to do this today. Well, Ruby, we're going to make this today. We're going to bring this, this ceiling down, and there's 10-foot walls here. Why are you guys putting a drop ceiling in? Tore it all out, put a big chandelier in to open it, to make like a portal. I put a big 5-foot chandelier up there. And the whole time I'm working on the house, guess what? I'm falling in love with Ruby, because I'm thinking, Ruby, what a connection we have. I mean, we are just like, wow, look what we're doing. So Alan and Ron, who did my Alien Contact in the Rockies movie, I call them and says, guys, I got a lot of activity going on, because when I'm remodeling this home, I see a lot of shadows passing my knees. What's going on? And so anyways, the kicker is, guys, I'm in the basement mixing cement, and I turn around and I have a light string hanging from the wall. It's doing this in a circle. And then I looked down and I got some water in my bucket because I'm mixing cement down there. And it's doing this, not like a toilet, but it's doing this. And I went upstairs and told my wife this bucket of water and then the string. And I says, there's something going on in that basement. What it was is, when I took that door off, that creepy door I'm talking about, I took it off so I could have access from that. There was a back room in the basement, and I was coming in and out that doorway now. I didn't have to open the door. I took the door off. I opened something because I called Ron and them out. I said, you guys got to come out and do just a ghost thing here, because you guys do that too. They do Bigfoots and ghost investigation, where they come out, set up the equipment, guys. Oh my goodness. It was wicked down in the basement. It was like Ruby, when we put the REM pod down for the machine. Now, see, we're not totally talking Bigfoot here. We're going to talk paranormal here. It's not the situation that you go into, it's the person who goes in the situation. And I get it all from anywhere I go. But now I'm dealing with this ghost I fell in love with. We're in my home. I got the ghost investigators here. We're doing our investigation with the REM pod thing, and we're asking the questions, and that thing is giving back intelligent answers. And it was so, when we first started the investigation, that machine went crazy. It was like Ruby was like, I want to talk to Kenny. I want to talk to Kenny. And she was just so bad wanting to get out, guys, that my investigator guy had to say, could you back away from the machine? Why would they do that? They want the machine to go off, right? It's
Yeah.
going off.
Yeah.
They're asking it to stop. I'm like, why? You want it to, and it just went on forever. And they're like, whoa, it's never done that. I go, yeah, because she wants out. She's been in this house. There's no way to communicate with me. Now we have a way, and she wants to communicate. So during this thing down in the basement, we really just had a bunch of intelligent answers being uh, asked and given back. And at one time in it, when I said to the machine, Ruby, within a nano, 2 or 3 seconds, it said back, Kenny. It was like, see, she wants to communicate, and she doesn't want to be here no more. So you got to watch the movie, A Haunting in Blue Hill. We're going to premiere it in Hastings tomorrow night with the guys, and then the guys go over and do the Harriet's concert in Grand Island, the Bigfoot conference. But the movie, I just want to say, um, I believe that Ruby did cross over that night. Um, After there was a time when my producer came over my shoulder after all this activity was going on and it died down a little bit, guys. My producer came over my shoulders and grabbed my shoulders, and he kind of said to Ruby, because Ruby, you can cross over now, but it's not going to be on film because he's the one that was filming. But after he came over and said, Kenny, he goes, she's going to cross over, and he told her to cross. And then after that, guys, I tell you what, that energy and all that was just, it's gone away, you know. And uh, I think she did cross, but there's still something in the house, guys, because not too long after the movie got released, the first time, it was in October. After it got released, guys, my computer clicked on at 2:30 in the morning, and there was a CD in there of music, and it black. I woke up and the house was just blaring. I go, what the hell? And I go down and the computer's on, and I'm like, how could the computer click on? And not too long ago, I had a bowl of spaghetti right here in my plate right here, and that thing moved and went into my lap. So it's like there's something here still. I don't think it's Ruby. I think when I took that door off, it opened up a portal to let things come in and out, because that door had a lock on the outside. So whatever they wanted in that room, they wanted it locked in because they had the lock on the outside. And okay, so the best part about that room, guys, I didn't tell anyone, is I found a creepy doll in that room that had horns. I found a satanic Bible in that room, 180 years old. It was all in a box with a lump of coal. I didn't tell you guys, I waited. That there is all connected to this story of why something was going on in that house, down in that basement. And we got a movie out of it. And it's not about that. What I wanted to show was I fell in love with Ruby. I remodeled her home. She wanted to come to me and speak to me in a way she couldn't. When we got that machine out there, she had a way to do it. What did she want to? And it was awesome. It's just kind of like a ghost love story when it starts out creepy because you see this horn doll and they started out, but it ends up just being this totally different story. And I think to myself, wow, you asked me what I've been doing for 3 years, been busy. And I had my Bigfoot days in Estes Park, and that just got done. It was huge. We had Renee Holland up and Ronnie LeBlanc and Russell and Accord. And um, I got a phone call about a week ago from a producer over in the UK, and he's asking me if I wanted to do a project with him. And I thought, you know, right on. I mean, a lot of years I wouldn't talk about my Bigfoot. Um, I just thought I was gonna hurt them if I talked about it because I love them so much. Um, but I've done a lot has happened to me over the years. I'm 62 now. If I can get a chance to end my what little time I have going out and sharing what my mouth is saying and do some stuff, would love to do a project like that. But if it doesn't happen, it just wasn't meant to be. But I still do tours, and I didn't do tours for a long time. And a sweet lady came in one day to the donut shop. We have a Sasquatch Donuts and in Estes Park coming up.
Love.
And she came in, and she was just a sweet lady. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking about doing tours. And we started a tour last year, first time ever, that I take people out and show them my mouth, but I could take them to the place and present where I saw the sightings. And I take them to the first area where the little one was, and I take them to the second area where I saw, the one leaning over the cliff. And two good areas. There's an old cabin there, and if you want, you can bring a ghost equipment. The cabin's been there for over 100 years. It's pretty neat that you could do a little ghost thing too. But so I do get out and share, but my most passionate, guys, is to children. I know that I don't have to sit here and try to convince you guys what a Bigfoot is. I've seen them. I've interacted with them. I didn't talk about an area that I was in for almost 10 years with a guy. We saw a little one grow up named Elvis. And I don't talk about Elvis and that because I respect him now. It's like, Elvis, you're done now. We did 10 years with you. We had so much interaction with this little Bigfoot, guys, from it. I'm telling you, from peeing on our tent, from spinning the wheels on our bike, and just doing stuff that little children do. One time, guys, they got under my truck and I hear them playing, guys. I get up in the morning. What those little boogers do? They took the valve stem covers off my stems. They were chrome, and the little boogers took them all. I'm like, why would they take my chrome valve stems? It's like they just do some funny stuff when they're kids.
Because they were
If
shiny
I
and pretty.
They know, and that's why they come up and touch the windows. They see the smoothness. They live in a world of roughness. One time I brought up a musical toy. I made my tent by myself. I'm cranking it. Do, 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 do. It's playing this beautiful musical. And then I hear him and I take my window flap and I look and I got a picture of it. You see eye shine. And there's one looking behind him. You see one eye and he's like behind him like kids are. I'm like, look at him out there. But what you try to do though is not try to, if they're interacting, let them. Don't ooh and disturb it all. They're going to go kneel. Just let it go and let them do their thing. Um, I've had them where I could flip my bike up and they would come and flip my pedals. You hear them going, you hear the pedals spinning, or you hear them walking around squeezing those water bottles that are empty. Quick, 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 quick. One time in the area of the meat pit, guys, the BFRO stuck me down in the meat pit. Chickens wouldn't come and get me. They're up at main camp. Talk about an incident where I had this big Bigfoot come to me down in the meat pit by myself. Everybody's like, South Park is going to kill Kenny. I'm like, well, come get me. Nobody came.
Funny.
About 2:30 in the morning, I'm in my truck tent. I'm listening to this tape that my BFRO guy gave me to listen to on an expedition. So I take it off and I got this Bigfoot in the window. He's huge. And he's looking in my window. He's going, they make this noise like he's sniffing me, like a horse. You ever hear a horse go like that? He's doing that. And he's in a tent and he's looking at me. I'm like, oh my God, he's just right there. I've been so close to him, guys, where I had one. That was a big guy. I had a little one time come up. I have my tent like this. I know I got to watch my time. I have a tent like this. I have a light shining down outside like this. So I could sit inside and watch it. It's like watching a light show. You see bugs landing and stuff. Well, prior to this, I'm outside doing something. We break camp and I'm going to my tent. I'm like, where's my tent at? And I go, I got a light on it. How can I miss my tent? I start walking towards like this way and something goes, get out. Oh, exit stage left. I turn this way. It said, get out to me. And I just turned and I went towards my tent. Oh, there's my tent. I get to my tent. Here they come, man. They're on me. I get inside my tent. I zip it up and I get in there. I'm watching. All of a sudden, you hear this little one. You hear him walking up. You see this hand coming in like this. And guys, I sleep in a little pup tent. They laugh at me. I says, I don't care. I want them to come up and touch me. You guys are sleeping in Hiltons. I'm sleeping in the little pup tent. I want
Hiltons.
I want to be poked. So all of a sudden, this little one's poking the tent. It's coming in. It's coming in. He's poking the canvas. He's poking me. He's coming in. He's almost got my eye. And I just go like this out of reflex. And it backed off. And that's when it kneeled. And nothing else happened that night. I was so out of breath and so shook. And I was like, oh my God, did anybody else out there that in this expedition hear any of this? It's like sometimes you do things that happens to you and nobody else hears it. And it's like, oh my God, how could you miss it? And Jim went back played the tape, and I think he might have got the voice, but yeah. So now I'm going off and just a tangent of different types of things that's happened to me. So
Kenny, you are like a lightning rod for the paranormal. I love it. We haven't been out yet. Wouldn't it be fun to get together sometime and do something together and see what happens?
Yes.
In Colorado,
my
in the area where Elvis lives, guys, that's what we got to do. I asked the movie producers from UK, give me some money, give me a month, give me a cameraman. I'll go out to this area. I'll come back. We'll see you in a month and give you what you want. I'm just saying, I'd love to take you ladies out. I think that the Sasquatches are attracted to the ladies. We love when the ladies come and make a bunch of noise. I think they just, I believe the Sasquatch are orientated to where they have their families, they have their women, they have their children. So but they're like us in a sense. They're a family oriented pod. I think there is feelings there. I know that we say they're interdimensional, they pop in portals and do all kinds of stuff, but there's a side to them that I've saw. Hey, they kender. You got to kender them back. They pick you. I was a nurse for a lot of years. I took care of nuns. I married a nurse. I was an EMT. I did search and rescue. This thing in here had to be good before they came to me. And after they did, they opened up so many doors for me. At 62, I'm on my journey out. My mother nature was my book out there. It wrote my chapters for me. I'm at the end of my book. And I want to go out with a big ending. And I think in my years, I've seen a lot. And that's why I can share and not try to fake you guys and be a storyteller. Do a side of me that to you guys that I miss my holidays. I miss my family times. I miss a lot of years. My kid says to me now, Dad, you did nothing with us growing up because you were looking for Bigfoot. And I did. I was an excessive guy. And I was stingy in my marriage and everything. My wife didn't know what I did for 10 years of our marriage, because I'm like, how can I tell her that when I don't know? But when I figured it out, she got on board. She's with me now. We've been married 27 years and the kids still think I'm crazy. But anyways, I know we're winding down. I could go on for a month, but to me, it's therapy. I thank you ladies for listening. To a person who's got many years out there doing this, and a lot of it's by myself. I didn't want to take people out. I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to bring people back. I just didn't want people with me. I was a selfish guy. I did a lot myself, so I didn't record a lot. A lot of stuff went out the doors over the years. A lot of research is gone that I could have been more professional on it. So I'm a kind of
It's all about the adventure, and you've had that. You've had it. Oh. Well, I think it's coming to the end of the show. We've got a few minutes left. Jen,
Yep, we've got like a minute and a half left, Kenny. Can you tell people how they can find you if you want to be found?
Well, I have a site called Bigfoot Loose, LOOSE, Bigfoot Loose USA, Facebook, or just Google Kenny Collins, Estes Park Bigfoot. I've been on a lot of podcasts and be in there, and you're going to see a side of Kenny that's just whoa. But now, I think today I calmed down, and you ladies, thank you all for. I actually got some more out than I thought I would, in a good way. So, thank you.
It was awesome. You were awesome, Kenny.
All right.
I've really enjoyed these stories, Kenny. Really, for real.
And guys, we all got to say happy birthday to Igor. Can we do that?
Yes, happy birthday, Igor.
Happy birthday, Igor. I'm going to send this to you, buddy. Yeah. 85 now. So.
Wow, that's so
See,
great.
those are the pioneers. Those are the guys that we roll shoulders on. Those are the pioneers. I know Igor's got some stuff out there that people are questioning him, but he is a good guy. So. Happy birthday. Yeah. Thanks, ladies. Birthday, I was so happy you guys come up to Colorado and we'll all go out, okay?
We would love to.
I think that has to
I got
happen.
a friend who's buying an event center. He wants to do a Paracon down in Greeley. So he wants me to hook up some stuff. There we go.
There you go.
Hook us up. I don't know what you do for that. Hook us up. I just went like this because I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Well,
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And thank you, Kenny, for joining us and sharing your stories with us. I hope you'll come back and share more with us again another time. We would love that so much.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Thank you so much, Kenny.
You bet. Doo-doo.